am Lynn Bacani. This is Maritime Viewpoints on Marino World Online. Joining us on the program are Mr. Jerry Buchanan, Managing Director of Liberian Ship Registry or LISCAR Hong Kong, and Ms. Mary Ann Kapangyarihan, Office Manager of LISCAR Manila. Welcome to the program, Jerry and Mary Ann. Jerry?
Thank you, Lynn.
Good evening, guys. Good evening, Ian. Good evening, Jerry.
Good evening. Jerry, we know Liberian Registry has been serving the industry for more than 71 years now. What is its current positioning in terms of global share and growth, fleet size and registered tonnage?
Well, I think we're actually up to about 73 now, Lynn, because if I remember when we did our 70th anniversary a few years ago. But yes, you're in the ballpark. The Liberian Registry is the world's largest quality flag and is second largest in terms of GRT. So in 2019 and through 2020, we were the fastest growing open registry, and this trend continues in 2021. In Q1, we had a growth rate of 3.04%, which is quite phenomenal. And oddly enough, China is number 2 with a growth rate of 1.4%. We've got over 4,700 vessels in the registry, which equates to about 12% of the world's fleet. In terms of GRT, we have over 190 million gross tons. And at the rate we're growing, we will be a lot more by the end of this year. With respect to active seafarers, we have 308,000 and approximately 108,000 of those are from the Philippines. So the Philippines is a very, very important market for us. And the Liberian fleet is made up primarily of bulk carriers, of tankers and container vessels. These alone account for about 80% of our registered fleet. In 2020, we formed a new LNG and gas team in Houston, Texas, in the USA. And today, we flag 27% of the world's gas carriers and have the largest fleet of dual fuel vessels currently on the water. And that, I think, is a pretty amazing achievement. So as you can see, Lynn, the Liberian Registry is in a very good position, not only in terms of overall size, but also in terms of growth rates, fleet diversity, and then technologically advanced vessel design.
Yeah, I know this is really challenging times for all of us. How does the Liberian Registry strengthen its position as the world's largest quality flag amidst this COVID-19 crisis?
Yeah, the pandemic started to affect shipping in a very, very negative way in the early part of 2020. COVID-19 was new to everybody, and had to quickly understand how this would impact on shipping and make a plan to keep the world's fleet and the Liberian fleet moving. Of prime importance to us and everybody was the seafarer. Key ports used as crew change hubs closed the door for fear that seafarers were super spreaders. Quarantine was initiated. Air travel came to an abrupt halt, not everywhere, but enough to totally disrupt any ship manager's relieving schedules. Under MLC, tours of duty are limited to 9 months, but in special circumstances can be extended to 11 months. Ship owners and ship managers were struggling to effect crew changes within that period. And so under force majeure of the MLC contract, the tour of duty could be extended to 14 months, providing that all the required criteria had been met. And that's the way the industry continued throughout 2020, and in fact still is today. Dry docking and annual safety inspections were also affected, and the registry led the way in remote vessel inspections to ensure that fleet safety levels didn't drop and that the vessels remained compliant with all regulations. Onboard inspections have restarted again today in certain areas, but not all, and so remote inspections are still very, very much in use. The Liberian Registry initiated these certificates back in 2007. So having this technology already in place was a big benefit for the registry. In recognizing COVID and its impact on global business and the ability to have people meet and be in proximity, Liberia was the first registry in the world to institute the ability to have remote closings for ship deliveries. And I think that's reflected very much in our growth rates, Lynn, very much.
After the break, we will know more about the newly established office of Liberian International Ship and Corporate Registry, or LISCAR, here in Manila.
What if I tell you that KSIM Connect has become a reality? It is the cloud-based ecosystem for maritime education and training, where Kongsberg provides simulation and services to all members. As an instructor, my main goal is to educate and train seafarers to acquire skills promoting safety, sustainability, and efficiency at sea. At KSIM Connect, I can efficiently manage my simulators, my exercises, and my students. In the exercise archive, I can store my library of exercises, and if I want, collaborate and share them with my colleagues or others in the global community. KSIM Connect enables me to give students access to cloud simulation, so they can train anytime and anywhere while learning at their own pace. In addition, I can explore the library of models and exercise areas, download or subscribe those that fit the learning objectives. And I can even order spare parts or a service visit if needed. Kongsberg has started to create the future of maritime education and training by creating the community where instructors can find news, explore and download available simulator models, distribute or share exercises that fit the curriculum. Imagine using KSIM Connect to integrate our simulators in the same virtual exercise environment, enabling students to train and interact together. It doesn't matter whether you're in Singapore, Australia, or in the United States. As long as you're online, you are part of the knowledge-sharing community. Kongsberg is shaping the future of maritime education and training by creating the community. Let's continue building this community together for the benefit of ourselves and the entire maritime training industry. Join KSIM Connect today.
And we understand the Liberian Registry is administered by the Liberian International Ship and Corporate Registry, or LISCAR. And you, Jerry, as the head of Hong Kong, where are the other offices located? And why did the Liberian Registry open an office here in Manila?
Well, globally, we have 28 offices. So China 5, Japan 2, South Korea 2, Taipei 1, Singapore 1, Hong Kong 1, and now Manila. For the other global registries, you can find these on our website. There's a map there showing all the various locations. The decision to open a new office, it's really a strategic decision and is taken to support the growth of the business in that particular region. Before Manila, we'd established an office in Busan in South Korea in 2021. LISCAR Manila is the latest office to be established in the Lisker Empire. Lisker Manila Limited was established because we wanted to be closer to the industry in the Philippines. Of the 308,000 active seafarers that I mentioned, as I said, there are 108,000 are from the Philippines. There's many, many manning agents to service these seafarers, and there's many filing agents to service the manning agents. So this is a big industry, and I think bigger than a lot of people actually realize. We wanted to be closer to the action, so to speak, and we wanted to enhance our services to meet whatever needs need to be serviced in the industry itself. So that's basically the reasons why we opened the office in Manila.
And it's good to know that Miss Mary Ann is heading the Manila office with a very strong background in manning and shipping. And Mary Ann, so how is Manila office supporting the Liberian Registry's global operations? When did you commence operation, and where is it located?
Manila office support the Liberian Registry by providing high level of innovative and responsive approach to our client, and at the same time we ensure that we remain committed with our organizational goal. Well, about the office locations, we are located at 6789 Tower at Ayala Avenue, Makati City. We commence on first week of March, actually.
And what services or support does Lisker Manila offer? What are your other value-added services, such as you have online platforms?
Yeah. Okay. As of the moment, we are offering customer support to all our accredited manning agencies, filing agent, but also at the same time, we are also offering direct applications to those not yet accredited by us to avail and benefit this proposal to them. For the new services, you are talking about the new services. Okay, we have actually the Liberian Registry has new services, added services. It is seafarers direct applications. So these allow the seafarers to do the application by themselves. For Filipino seafarers, actually, this is not foreign to them. The concept is just the same with the Marino mismo. So I think it's easy for them to navigate. And while for the second services, we also have a new platform for the seafarer examinations. But this will be guided by accredited training center, which will be announced further for this one. But this is also open for 24/7 with the guidance of the accredited training center.
So Lynn, this is not something new. We've been doing examination. I mean, we do over 200 examinations a year. Not from Hong Kong, but I hear from head office that there's about 200 a year are actually done. Most of them for the offshore industry. So examinations online is not something new for us. But what is new is that we are revamping and modernizing the website platform for this, so that these exams can be done online through accredited training centers. We're in process at the moment of formulating the training centers to be used, and that's also been done by head office. And this will be made public, I would imagine, within the next coming weeks. And also, hopefully, the website to accommodate this will be also ready for use in the next coming weeks as well. So it's like a job in progress at the moment, but very, very soon this should be completed. Also, Anne, do you want to say a little bit about the online site for seafarer direct application and where it should be found?
Yeah. Okay, for the seafarers direct applications, they can access that to our seafarer.lisker.com. While for the seafarer examinations, the website is seafarerexamination.lisker.com.
Really, opening an office here in Manila is really a good news for our seafarers and operators. How many companies and seafarers is Lisker Manila have been servicing now since it started operating this year?
Okay, Lynn. So far, we have several mining agencies that we are providing for the direct application. Same with the seafarers. But please do note that this is not the approach for this is globally. So it means this is not only offered to the Filipino seafarers, but also to other nationalities as well.
Jerry, you're a former seafarer. So what can you say about these online platforms? How would these our seafarers benefit from this?
Well, seafarers will benefit from the online platform for direct applications. If they do not want to go through a mining agency, if they don't have a vessel assignment, they can still apply for Liberian seafarers' credentials. So it's a big benefit for them, in my opinion. Also for the application of examinations, I see that as a big benefit for them as well. You know, most seafarers today, as you know, use their national certificates to get the endorsement. But there's still a lot of seafarers who look for licenses directly. And as I mentioned earlier, we do over 200 a year, and we see that number increasing.
And Barry Ann, you're from mining agencies before, right? So how would this benefit the agencies?
Actually, yeah, it helps to the mining agency because, of course, the concept here, the mining agency is the one who will apply for the Liberian flag or other flag. So it is normally the responsibility of the mining agency, but this will be advantage to them because of the availability of the seaman's book and the endorsements of the seafarers who are applying to them.
There's also faster turnaround service in the documents coming back to the agency as well, who use the direct approach through Lisker Manila.
So what challenges do you see now? What about the future? How do you see Liberian Registry continue to carry out its role in shipping in these challenging times?
Well, I see Lisker Manila growing and being a major service center for ship owners and ship managers, not just in the Philippines, but throughout Southeast Asia. Our clients want a fast and efficient service, and they're getting that from Lisker Manila, and that will continue to be given by Lisker Manila. So there's no hidden charges in anything we do. All of our fees related to the work that we provide is all available online or available by contacting Anne at Lisker Manila office. You know, our technology in seafarers is known throughout the industry. We have been recognized with having the online platform for seafarer applications, which is second to none. And many of the mining agencies are using that at the moment if they are accredited. But as Anne had said earlier, there's many agencies that are not accredited and that do not use our seafarer application, and they can avail that by going through direct applications through Anne.
Anything more I would like to emphasize?
Well, and you know me, I have known you for many years, and you know that I have always something to say about the seafarer. And I have many concerns about the plight of the seafarer. Seafarers, despite being recognized as essential workers, you know, my question is, what recognition do they get? Who recognizes them, and what recognition do they give the seafarer? Crew changes are still very problematic, despite the industry making best efforts in this area. Some governments, they see more value in establishing travel bubbles between Hong Kong and Singapore, so that tourists, vaccinated tourists, can get to these places to do the shopping or sightseeing or whatever. Meanwhile, the seafarer is neglected. Vaccination programs have started in many countries, but not in India and not in the Philippines, two of the countries supplying the majority of seafarers to our industry. Both countries have been labeled high risk and tagged red, flights reduced down to a trickle. In fact, between Hong Kong and Manila, there are no flights. I don't think they've opened up again yet. The only positive government action can reverse this, and so far, I do not see that happening. The situation in these countries, especially in India, is dire. Seafarers must be vaccinated, Lynn. They must be vaccinated. And this can only be done effectively when they're home on leave. Most vaccines require 2 shots and 14 days thereafter to be effective. This can't be done on board. Add to this that some ports are insisting that all crew must be vaccinated before the vessel enters port. How do we do that? It's an impossible task. The seafarer wants to be vaccinated, so please help us achieve that. I was speaking to a good friend just yesterday, somebody who's been involved on a daily basis, trying to get fair treatment for seafarers. And he's been instrumental in getting seafarers recognized as essential workers. And he said to me, the situation is getting worse, and it makes me question all the effort that has been put into it so far to try and resolve this. He said all the work of last year seems to be wasted. And I think my closing statement, Lynn, has to be seafarers must be recognized and be vaccinated.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Jerry. Thank you so much, Jerry and Mary Ann.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po.
Wow. Wow.
Stay safe, everyone.
Okay, Lynn. Same here, same here.
Thank you. Stay safe, Lynn.
Thanks, Jerry. And those are the thought-provoking message from a true man of the sea, former chief engineer, the managing director of Liberian Ship Registry, or LISCAR Hong Kong, Mr. Jerry Buchanan. And of course, we were also joined by Miss Mary Ann Kapangyarihan, bringing in her solid background in the mining industry. She now heads the newly established office of LISCAR here in Manila. Thank you for watching Maritime Viewpoints. Stay tuned on Marino World Online for more maritime news and views.
At a time when the world stopped, ships kept moving. People still shopped, ships kept on proving the volume of trade that's moved by sea, 90% of trade, actually. Crops that are weighed, cars that are sprayed, and it's easy to see the impact this makes. Fruit and vegetables, toys and collectibles, wheats and grains, the blood in the veins. Like to land a farmer is, ships are to the sea. And if the world is the heart, ships are the arteries, which stock the pharmacies, move essential commodities. So there's a lot at stake across these seas. Without these routes, half the world would starve, while the other half would freeze. Without these bright-colored containers, the 4 walls in our house that contain us would be empty. The books we read, the animal feed, the oil we need, the global lives that we lead. No oil, no cars, no essential spare parts. The sea's version of stars, those flickering lights on the horizon. By moon and by sun, but the journey is never done. As a supertanker proves, the distance it moves is equivalent to 3 times around this earth a year. And we are served by over 61,000 ships. The things we buy, the things that shops sell, the 1.7 million seafarers, it's more than just engines that propel this industry. And it's easy to see that a lot is owed to the people that load. 6,000 ports worldwide, but it's not all plain sailing. It's rough seas and piracy warnings and the change that this inevitably causes. The sea covers 70% of our planet, so you can see why we need to plan it. A global community of knowledge and passion. From salt and sugar to the latest fashion, our ships keep moving products we love using. Ships make the world go. They help trade flow and let business grow.